Ilia Topuria will be vacating his featherweight title and moving up to the lightweight division. Dana White broke the news during a live stream on Instagram, saying that his body couldn't make the weight anymore, so he's moving up.
Topuria has felt like he's done all that he can in that division, and he feels like he's cemented his legacy, and his body cannot make the weight anymore, so Topuria will be moving up to 155 pounds.
Ilia's first opponent at lightweight has yet to be announced, although there is speculation it could be Dustin Poirier or Charles Oliveira. After it was announced that Ilia Topuria vacated his title, Ilia shared this photo on Instagram with the caption, "Not like us." His brother immediately commented a trophy emoji. What do the Topuria brothers have in store for us? Leave your thoughts in the comments. With Ilia Topuria's move to 155, he'll have to dethrone current champion Islam Makhachev to win the belt. Ariel Helwani says the plan is for Ilia to immediately challenge Islam for the lightweight belt. He wrote, "The plan is for Ilia Topuria to fight Islam Makhachev later this year, I'm told, perhaps as soon as International Fight Week." Ariel later doubled down on his opinion. He said, "Do people actually think Ilia Topuria is vacating his title and all of the perks that come with that just to get a #1 contender fight at lightweight? There is no chance." However, Islam's manager doesn't seem to be on the same page as Ariel. Rizvan Magomedov is calling for a fight between Ilia Topuria and Dustin Poirier, or Charles Oliveira, to prove that Ilia is a legit lightweight. He said, "We don't have to defeat another small featherweight. We need a big fight that makes sense for everyone. We already gave chances to the featherweight champ that was reigning for a long time." He is referencing Islam's 2 previous bouts with then featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski. Jon Anik has expressed doubt about the rumors suggesting Ilia Topuria will challenge Islam Makhachev for the title in his next fight. Anik doesn't believe the UFC will grant Topuria an immediate title shot, and instead expects him to face either Charles Oliveira or Dustin Poirier next. Topuria recently called out both Oliveira and Poirier, stating that fighting Charles would be the quickest path to the title, while a matchup with Dustin would be an exciting fight for the fans.
I don't believe Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria qualifies. And with respect to Ilia, who I think is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now, I know you think he is the king in many respects, Ken Florian, right, as a man who 3 times yourself fought for the UFC title. But I don't think with one title defense, even though it came against Max Holloway at featherweight, that he's going to be immediately vaulted into a championship scenario in the UFC's deepest, best division in my mind. I just don't think it's going to happen, especially with guys like Charles Oliveira lurking. So 12% of you thought Dustin Poirier would be Ilia Topuria's next UFC opponent, 14% Charles Oliveira, and then 25% Diego Lopez / other, right, which could include Islam Makhachev. I don't have any informed speculation here. I don't. But I do not believe that they're going to do Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. I really don't believe that's going to be the case. So I do think it's going to come down to a non-championship setting, Charles Oliveira or Dustin Poirier at 55.
Michael Chandler reveals how the fight with Paddy Pimblett materialized in a video he posted to his Instagram after the fight announcement. Chandler says his recent loss to Charles Oliveira was the most disappointing loss of his entire career and wanted to get back into the octagon as soon as possible. Chandler says he loves this matchup with Paddy and is confident he gets the job done.
In this sport, things move very fast. I was on a vacation last week, got a call, and said, "Hey, what do you think about fighting Paddy Pimblett in April?" And I said, "Well, Hunter, April's only 8 weeks away. I like to put down about 4 weeks of training before I go into an 8-week camp. Let me think about it." Next day, flew to Vegas, sat down with him in his office. We talked through everything, and we made the decision. We're fighting Paddy Pimblett, Miami, April 12th. Because a imperfect plan implemented now is better than a perfect plan implemented months from now. And in this sport, things move fast. There's a lot of stuff going on with the division. There's a big summer for the lightweight division, and after the last fight, one of the most disappointing losses of my career, I wanted to get right back on the horse, get right back in the octagon. So here we go. I like the matchup. Love the matchup, actually. I respect Paddy. I think Paddy's a skilled fighter. I think he's still got a bright future, but I think he's going to run into a buzzsaw named Michael Chandler on April 12th. And
Chandler later posted a short video of himself doing some shadow boxing while wearing a blonde wig. Paddy Pimblett, has been silent on X, but one of his last posts was a repost of when he caught Bobby Green in an armbar at UFC 304. Eric Nicksick has addressed the criticism he's received this week following Sean Strickland's loss to Dricus du Plessis. Nicksick appeared on the Ariel Helwani show and described Sean's performance as uninspiring. In response, Strickland announced that Nicksick would likely no longer be in his corner for future fights. Eric admits that he messed up, however, states that he learned a lot from the situation.
I guarantee you this. If I'm in his corner or not, do you think he's going to fight harder next time?
Definitely.
So, did I fuck up? Did I go out and call him out? Or did I say anything that no one else was saying? I was probably the best on him compared to Dean Thomas,
Yeah.
or other people, right? Bilal Muhammad, like these guys were going after him, and they're, oh, you're piling on. No, I'm being open and honest to the constructive criticism that we all should take on,
Right.
myself included, Danny, the gym, Sean, right?
Yep.
So I've learned so much during this time. I fucked up. I shouldn't have said what I said, and I should have gone on Ariel. MMA media is not your friend. Ariel did nothing wrong,
Right.
but the way it splinters off into shit is where I fucked up. But everything has a silver lining. And I learned a lot about myself during this time. I learned a lot about where my time is served. I learned a lot about people in my own gym. I learned a ton. And I come out of this on the other end going, I will be better for it. Thank you for showing me this. God, universe, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to improve because of it, whether I'm in Sean's corner or not.
Yeah.
Another coach from Extreme Couture, Justin Jaynes, has recently weighed in on the drama between Sean Strickland and Eric Nicksick. He claims that there was a money dispute between the two, and Eric sent Sean a 5-paragraph text message regarding their payment agreement, but Sean didn't respond.
He sent him a very long text message wanting to talk about, their agreement, and Sean ghosted him. And that obviously would be very upsetting if I'm calling somebody to talk about what I think I deserve and what I'm being paid, and they just don't answer. That would fucking piss me off. And imagine Eric had some emotion about that, and then to go on, Sean saying he didn't want to fight, he was only fighting for a paycheck. Well, you got to look at Eric's personal life. He has a family in Vegas. He has 100 other fighters that he works with. He has a gym that he manages. So for him to take off the time to put into Sean, putting in an 8-week fight camp, working with him for 8 weeks, then going to Australia for 2 weeks, just for a guy that doesn't even care about winning or lose, or care about winning.
Sean responded to this statement saying it was false and seemingly took a dig at Justin Jaynes, saying, "Look at all these washed-up fighters doing podcasts like a woman." Ilia Topuria and his agent have responded to Islam Makhachev's manager saying Topuria should fight someone else and not Makhachev. Ilia Topuria believes Islam Makhachev is scared of him and doesn't want to fight him. Speaking to Marca, Ilia said, "He's scared. Of course he's scared. Of course Makhachev is scared. If I was as short as he says, it's like it's always an easy fight until they put your name on the contract." So, we all know that. If it was that easy, and if I was such a dwarf as he says, he would already share the octagon with me, wouldn't he? There's a reason he doesn't want to, I understand. It's okay. Get up there to welterweight, it's okay. I want to fight at 155. I don't really need Islam's name. It's not like he's anything special. If he stays to fight me, obviously it's an exciting fight for the whole audience, and if not, we'll build our future. Ilia Topuria's agent Malki Kawa also responded to Islam's manager and makes the case for why Islam versus Ilia makes perfect sense.
I don't really come on here that much anymore. I kind of stay to myself, but when certain managers come out there and talk about a guy's too small, shouldn't move up, needs to fight someone else, let's make sure we just get the facts straight. He knocked out Volk in his first opportunity to knock him out. The fight wasn't close. When your client fought Volk, he struggled with him the first time. Don't forget that. Second, he knocks him out, and then he knocks out Max Holloway, who happens to be probably one of the greatest 45ers of all time. I'm not sure why he doesn't deserve a shot at 155. But I don't blame you. I wouldn't want my client to fight Ilia Topuria either.
And that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive daily MMA updates from the Ghost G.